I froze all my bank accounts, took the demolition compensation money, and skipped town in the dead of night, all because in my past life, my best friend, to escape a massive debt, faked his own death, leaving me saddled with tens of millions in debt. He changed his name and lived a secret life, while I, completely in the dark, worked myself to the bone for 15 years, like an absolute idiot, just to help him pay it off. When I was hungry, I gnawed on plain buns. When I was tired, I slept under bridges. At the same time, I had to take care of the widow and orphan he left behind. In the end, years of overwork destroyed my health. I kicked the bucket, but when I opened my eyes again, I had returned to the exact day I went fishing with him. Don't come down to save me. You don't know how to swim. After I die, I'm leaving my wife and kid in your hands. Please take care of them for me. Right now, Du Zetian was thrashing around in the water, sinking down, then bobbing back up to the surface, still shouting his dying wishes at me. The river current was incredibly fast. Du Zetian was quickly swept away, and I just stood on the bank, watching him gradually disappear from sight. My best pro was being washed away by the river, yet I wasn't panicking at all. On the contrary, I was extremely calm, because this was the second time I was experiencing it. I knew full well that this was nothing but Du Zetian's scheme. Everything from my past life flashed through my mind, piece by piece. Du Zetian and I were childhood friends. I always considered him my best pro, but that was just what I thought. In my past life, it was exactly like this. Du Zetian invited me to go fishing, and then he suddenly fell into the water. Before being swept away by the current, he gave his last words, entrusting his wife and kid to my care. With Du Zetian's death, I was always consumed by guilt, feeling like it was my fault for not saving him. So, I dedicated myself entirely to taking care of his family. When he was alive, Du Zetian left behind a mountain of debt. I paid it off for him. When his wife wanted a car and designer brands, I bought them for her. I even enrolled his son into the best private school. Just like that, I took care of Du Zetian's wife and kid for 15 years. Because of that, I didn't even bother finding a girlfriend. For those 15 years, I lived entirely for his family, and his wife and kid were truly a bottomless pit. They sucked me dry, making endless demands to make money for them. I eventually overworked myself into getting cancer. In the final of my life, Du Zetian actually brought his wife and kid and appeared right in front of me. Thanks for taking care of my wife and kid all these years. I had no choice but to fake my death back then, but now I've made it, and I'm back. You can rest in peace now. My wife and kid don't need you to look after them anymore. Only then did I realize it was all Du Zetian's scheme. That drowning incident wasn't an accident at all. It was a trap he set to escape his debts. He faked his death to get away, and then exploited our brotherhood, exploited my guilt to make me take care of his family. Meanwhile, he hid his identity and went on living his own carefree life. But by the time I found out the truth, it was too late. I could only watch Du Zetian return in triumph as I died, full of resentment, recalling every little detail of my past life. I looked down at the river where Du Zetian was no longer visible and clenched my fists in fury. Because neither Du Zetian nor I knew how to swim, I never suspected his death in my past life. But thinking about it now, it was full of loopholes. How could a drowning man calmly give his last words like that? Turns out he had secretly learned how to swim long ago. He played me for a fool to do his bidding. He ruined me financially and made me miserable, living a life that wasn't even mine, working like a dog for his wife and kid. In this life, I'll make him pay. I called the cops, just like in my past life. The police arrived, but couldn't find Du Zetian either. They temporarily concluded that he was swept away and missing. At the same time, I also contacted Du Zetian's wife, Fu Yanji. It wasn't long before Fu Yanji brought along Du Zetian's son, Du Qiong. As soon as she saw me, Fu Yanji was extremely agitated. She ran over and tried to slap me, but I anticipated it and easily dodged. Failing to hit me, Fu Yanji shrieked, "This is all your fault. Why did you suddenly invite Du Zetian to go fishing? If it weren't for you, how could he have died? Now that he's dead, what are we supposed to do? Give me back my husband's life." In my past life, when faced with Fu Yanji's accusation, not only did I not complain, but I also blamed myself deeply. I took all the blame upon myself, feeling like I really was the one who killed Du Zetian. But now, I just told Fu Yanji, "You can't blame me for this. Du Zetian was the one who invited me fishing today. I didn't even want to go, but he insisted on dragging me along. Besides, Du Zetian is only missing right now. How do you know for sure he's dead? Who knows, maybe they'll find him soon. He was swept away by the river. How could he still be alive? What if there's a miracle? Until I see a body, I won't believe Du Zetian is dead. On the other hand, why does it seem like you really want him dead? I do not. Du Zetian is my husband. Why would I want him dead? This is all your fault. You didn't keep an eye on him, and that's what killed him. What do you mean I didn't keep an eye on him? He is the one who ignored the danger and insisted on fishing in the deep water. I couldn't stop him. Du Zetian was your best bro. Something happened to it. How can you talk about him like that? It's all your fault. If you have any conscience left, you need to take Du Zetian's place and take care of us. I never said I'd take his place to take care of you. I don't care. Xiong's school is starting soon, and we still don't know where the tuition money is coming from. Now that Du Zetian is gone, you're his best bro. You have to cover this money for him. At this moment, Du Zetian's son, Du Xiong, also ran over and said to me, I still want to buy toys. You have to buy them for me. Seeing their attitude, I sneered inwardly. They didn't look like people who had just lost a husband and a father at all. In my past life, because I was so grief-stricken, I didn't notice any of this, but looking back now, it was full of flaws. I just shook my head and refused. If you don't have money, then pull him out of school. Why bother with a private school? A public school is fine. Hearing this, Fu Yanji got even angrier. What? How can Xiong go to a public school? Are you trying to ruin my son? His grades are terrible anyway. It's the same wherever he goes. Oh my god, my life is so miserable. You killed my husband, and now you're abandoning Du Zetian. You really misjudged him. He considered you his best bro, yet this is how he treats your wife and kid. You're completely heartless. Are you even worthy of Du Zetian? Fu Yanji threw a massive tantrum, acting like a total scammer. She kept insisting on blaming me for Du Zetian's death, but I didn't flinch at all. I firmly maintained that Du Zetian's death had nothing to do with me, and insisted that the kid Du Xiong had to go to a public school. I refused to help with anything. After arguing with me for ages, and seeing she couldn't get anything out of me, Fu Yanji finally stormed off in a huff. If an outsider saw this, they'd definitely think I was too cold-blooded, but only I knew that this coldness was exactly what they deserved. A few days later, Du Zetian still hadn't been found. Everyone assumed he was dead. I had no intention of looking for him right now, either. Fu Yanji tried every trick in the book to squeeze money out of me, but I absolutely refused to cough up a single cent. In my past life, you treated me like an ATM. In this life, I won't give you a single dime. I wanted to see how long Du Zetian could stay in hiding. That day, Fu Yanji called me again. On the other end of the line, her voice was frantic. Chinemo, hurry over to my house and save us. If you don't come, we're dead. I didn't ask for a reason. I hung up and headed straight to Fu Yanji's house. As soon as I arrived, I saw that inside Fu Yanji's house, besides her and her son, there were several burly thugs. Seeing me was like seeing her savior. She screamed, Chinemo, you're finally here. Save us. These guys are trying to hurt us. Then she turned to the thugs. This is my husband's best bro. The debt my husband owes you, he'll help pay it off. The kid, Du Xiong, cowering in the corner, chimed in too. Uncle Chim will pay off my dad's debt. If you want money, go ask him. Don't come after us. The thugs looked over at me. One of them, looking fierce, looked me up and down and said, You going to pay the debt for them? What debt? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. The thug froze, then glared at Fu Yanji. Fu Yanji hurriedly explained to me. They came today saying Du Zetian owes them a lot of money, and they're forcing us to pay. Where am I supposed to get the money to pay them now? They even said if we don't pay, they'll kick us out of the house and seize our home. Chinemo, you're Du Zetian's best bro. You have to help us. Are you really going to just stand by and watch us die, leaving us to freeze on the streets? Fu Yanji put on a pitiful face. Seeing this, I just sneered inwardly. The biggest reason Du Zetian faked his death was to escape this massive debt. In my past life, out of guilt and a desire to protect Fu Yanji and her son, I foolishly paid off his debt for him. Because of that, for the next 15 years, I lived drowning in debt. But now you want me to pay? Not a chance in hell. Not only was I not going to help, but I also wanted to add fuel to the fire. I turned to the thug. How much does Du Zetian owe you? 5 million? I can't handle that. If it was just 10 or 20,000, I could have helped. Debts must be paid. That's the law of the world. But I don't have the ability to help her either. You guys should just go after the one who owes you. If she doesn't have money, she'll just have to sell the house to pay it off. Fu Yanji panicked. What do you mean you don't have money? You have millions in demolition compensation. I sneered inwardly. So, they really were targeting my compensation money. No wonder Du Zitting chose this exact moment to fake his death. A few days ago, the compensation for my house back home had just come in. I had mentioned it once while drinking with Du Zitting. Looks like he knew I had money. So he set up this scheme to screw me over. The compensation money is all with my parents, and it's only a little over $1 million anyway. It's nowhere near enough to pay off your debt. In reality, the compensation was $4 million, but I absolutely wasn't going to admit that. Fu Yanji said, just give whatever you have. Why should I give it to you? It's not my debt. This house of yours is worth at least $2 million. Wouldn't it be better to sell it and pay off the debt? No, if we sell the house, where will we live? Go rent a place, obviously. These days, you can live anywhere. After saying that, without waiting for Fu Yanji to reply, I turned back to the thugs. Guys, about Du Zitting owing you money, I just found out too. Even though we're bros, whoever borrows the money pays it back. This has nothing to do with me. You should go after whoever you need to go after. However, my bro Du Zitting, his body still hasn't been found. He might not be dead. Who knows? Maybe he's alive. Just too scared to come home. My words made the thugs freeze. They came to collect the debt in such a rush today because they heard the news of Du Zitting's death and were afraid Fu Yanji would run away too. I continued. I suggest you guys send someone to keep an eye on them. That way, whether Du Zitting is dead or not, you won't have to worry about them running away. If he's not dead, he'll definitely have to come back. And if he really is dead, it won't be too late for you to come after them then. But right now, even if you kick them out and sell this house, it still won't be enough to cover the debt. The thugs discussed it among themselves for a moment. The leader thought my words made sense and nodded. Fine, I'll give you face today. He then turned to Fu Yanji and threatened, don't try anything funny, and don't even think about running. Otherwise, I'll butcher both of you. Let's go. With that, the leader took his men and left. As the thugs stepped into the elevator to go downstairs, Fu Yanji glared at me and said, Chenmo, are you even Du Zitting's a bro anymore? Why are you screwing him over? Why won't you help us? I shrugged. When did I screw him over? I didn't tell him to borrow the money. Besides, was I wrong? Whoever borrows the money pays it back. Plus, Du Zitting might not even be dead right now. I was just stalling for time. I don't have the money to help you pay off the debt. At least now you guys aren't getting kicked out of the house. Hearing this, Fu Yanji's anger subsided by half. She went back to acting pitiful. Chenmo, you have to help me. Otherwise, I really don't know what to do. Qian is still young. I can suffer a bit, but he can't. I stepped forward, patted her shoulder, and said comfortingly, don't worry. I'm Du Zitting's best bro. I'll definitely help you guys figure something out. I pretended to comfort her a bit more before leaving. As I stepped into the elevator, I chuckled. Du Zitting, I'll definitely help you. But this kind of help, I bet you won't want to accept it, huh? A few days later, I took the initiative to ask Fu Yanji out. Fu Yanji was a bit suspicious when I asked her out, but I got straight to the point. These past few days, I've been trying to think of a way to help you guys. Last night, I finally came up with something. Fu Yanji was overjoyed. She quickly asked, what is it? I suddenly looked a bit sad. Du Zitting, it's been so many days, and he still hasn't been found. I know it's highly likely he didn't make it. Before, I kept saying he might not be dead, but that was just wishful thinking. Now that he's gone, you and Qian still have to keep living. So, I'm planning to introduce you to a wealthy man. What? Fu Yanji froze, then suddenly exploded. Chenmo, what do you mean by this? Du Zitting hasn't even been gone for a few days, and you're already trying to set me up with a boyfriend? Is this how you treat your best bro? I pretended to be heartbroken. It's exactly because I'm his best bro that I'm making this decision for him. If I were him, I'd do the exact same thing. You're still young and beautiful. Are you really planning to live as a widow for the rest of your life? Qian is still young too. Do you want him to grow up without a father? Fu Yanji's lips parted as if to say something, but I cut her off. You and Qian still have a long road ahead. Don't worry, I'm not telling you to get married right this second. It's just that there happens to be a suitable guy, so I'm introducing him for you to get to know. His name is Chibwicham. He's a businessman. He's made a fortune over the years. His net worth must be in the tens of millions. After I said that, I saw Fu Yanji's eyes light up a bit. She was tempted. I chuckled inwardly. I thought to myself, Du Zitting, do you like this kind of help? Seeing Fu Yanji as interest, I pushed a boat along with the current. Chi Buichong can't have kids. I told him about your situation. Not only did he not mind, but he was actually very happy. If you two end up together, he'll treat Qian like his own flesh and blood. Fu Yanji was even more tempted, but still hesitated. I don't think this is a good idea. Du Zitting, there's nothing bad about it. It Du Zitting knew from up in heaven. I believe he'd support you finding happiness too. Don't overthink it. Let me send you his contact info. You two can just chat first. Whether it's meant to be or not, let time decide. Although she was still hesitating, Fu Yanji ultimately agreed to add him as a friend. After Fu Yanji left, I felt incredibly refreshed. Du Zitting, you faked your death and wanted me to be your fall guy. Well, let's see now. When your wife is about to run off with another man, will you finally show your face? Fu Yanji is the kind of woman who only cares about benefits. Otherwise, she wouldn't have agreed to let Du Zitting fake his death to trick me. Now that there's a much juicier piece of meat dangling in front of her, I don't believe for a second she won't bite. I'm certain she'll betray him for her own gain. Du Zitting, it's playing out exactly as I predicted. It's only been a week. Chi Bujin asked me out. He told me about how things were going with Fu Yanji. He said, Chet Mo, are you sure Fu Yanji just lost her husband? Because she doesn't act like it at all. I just hinted that I was a little tight on cash, and she got really forward really fast. Is that even a question? It's just because she never had any feelings for her husband. No matter how you look at it, that woman is no good. I laughed. If she were a good person, I wouldn't have asked for your help. Of course, I didn't actually introduce Fu Yanji to a genuinely wealthy man. That would just be hurting someone else, wouldn't it? Chi Bujin was my college roommate. After graduation, he went abroad. He doesn't know Du Zitting. That's why I asked him to get close to Fu Yanji. But you be careful. Fu Yanji is not to be trifled with. Don't let things get real. Of course not. If you hadn't asked me, a woman like that, I'd stay as far away as possible. If things got real, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to get rid of her. Then just stick to the plan. My plan was very simple. It was to have Chi Buichong destroy the relationship between Fu Yanji and Du Zitting. Fu Yanji was starting to fall into the trap. The next morning, I received a call. The person on the other end said they had found Du Zitting. I had said people to look for him, and now they had finally found him. I went to the apartment complex where Du Zitting was staying. It turned out to be a pretty nice area. Through my investigation, I learned that the apartment Du Zitting was in was registered under his cousin's name. But his cousin had always lived in the countryside. How could he afford to buy a house in the city? This meant the house was basically Du Zitting. He only did it to evade his debts. A few years ago, Du Zitting was involved in some illegal business dealings. He made a decent amount of money, but in the last 2 years, the market went downhill. That's how he ended up in so much debt. Learning all this, I gritted my teeth in anger. Damn it. In my past life, I paid off your debts and took care of your wife and child. Meanwhile, you were secretly living the good life here all by yourself. I hid by the gate of the apartment complex and waited. Finally, I saw a familiar figure walking out of the complex. It was Du Zitting. His face was ruddy and healthy. He didn't look like a dead man at all. But just as he stepped out of the gate, he was surrounded by a few thugs. So, it's this little punk. Turns out you faked your death to hide here. You made us go through hell looking for you. Don't even think about running. Pay up now, or you're not walking away from this in one piece. How did you guys know I was here? Haha, I'm asking you, are you paying your debt today or not? I don't have any money. No money? Then you're coming with us. Wait. The thugs didn't even let Du Zitting resist. They dragged him into a van and sped off. Watching the van disappear into the distance, I let out a satisfied laugh. Run wherever you want. Those thugs weren't strangers. They were the same ones who went to Fu Yanji's house to collect the debt the other day. And their appearance today was, of course, because I tipped them off. Du Zitting's attempt to evade his debts would definitely piss off his creditors. If he didn't end up dead, he'd at least be skinned alive. He made me suffer so miserably in my past life. Now, I'll collect a little interest first. That night, I eavesdropped on Du Zitting's phone call. This was part of the deal between me and the creditors. I told them where Du Zitting was staying. In return, while they were beating him up, they would secretly install a listening device on his phone, and later, I would continue to provide them with information about Du Zitting. He was calling Fu Yanji. Honey, I'm out of money. Can you send me some? What happened to the 100,000 you had? How is it all gone? I don't know how, but those debt collectors cornered me today. They took all my money, didn't leave me a single cent. They even beat me up. They just let me go a little while ago. Now I can't even afford a meal, and I don't dare go back to my old place. Please, send me some money for food quickly. But I don't have much left either. You took most of the money we had at home. Whatever you have, just send it all to me. Then how are our son and I supposed to live? You told me your best friend would definitely take care of us, but now, he hasn't given us a single penny. I don't know what went wrong either. He was never like this before. I'll figure something out. Just send me money for food first. I'll send you 1,000. That's all I have. You're on your own after this. 1,000. How many meals can I even get with that? Send me more. Where am I supposed to get more money for you? Our son and I have expenses too. All right. Just send it first. Listening to their conversation, I gave a cold smile. This is just the beginning. A few days later, I heard from Kibo Jang again. Kibo Jang said, Fu Yanja has been even more forward these past few days. Hearing this news, I knew the relationship between Fu Yanja and Du Zitong was no longer solid, so I decided to add more fuel to the fire. The next morning, I went to see Fu Yanji. I told her I had just remembered something. The other day, when I was drinking with Du Zitong, he was really drunk and mentioned he had a house in the Nanyuan district. It's under his cousin's name. Now that he's gone, do you think you could get that house back? From his cousin? If you can get it back, it would be a huge asset for you. What? Are you sure he has a house in the Nanyuan district? I remember him saying Nanyuan, but he was really drunk at the time. I don't know if he was telling the truth or not. You should try asking his cousin. Fu Yanji's face turned pale, then green. Okay, I'll go confirm it right now. Seeing Fu Yanji's reaction, I knew I had succeeded. Fu Yanji had no idea Du Zitong had another house. In my past life, Du Zitong used the money from selling that very house as capital to start his business and become rich. When he was wealthy, Fu Yanji didn't care that Du Zitong had once hidden it from her. But things are different now. Without me to take care of her, Fu Yanji is struggling to raise her child alone. And yet, Du Zitong hid a house from her worth hundreds of thousands. She would definitely be furious. Fu Yanji would no longer trust Du Zitong. In fact, their relationship would start to crack. Of course, as soon as I left, Fu Yanji called Du Zitong, and I was listening in on their conversation. You've got some nerve, Du Zitong. How dare you lie to me? Spit it out. Is the house in a Nanyuan district yours or not? How did you know? Clears throat. Don't ask me how I know. You dared to hide this from me. You told me it was a rental. I'm struggling to raise our son, and you're out there living it up in secret. Are you even human? I wasn't hiding anything. I just hadn't remembered to tell you yet. Besides, I'm not living it up. I was planning to sell that house to get money for my business. If you sell the house, you have to give me half the money. No way. That was my personal property before we got married. I don't care if it was before or after the wedding. If you don't give me half I'll tell everyone you're not dead. Calm down. Let's talk about it. You need to explain yourself clearly today, or this isn't over. Do you have any idea how hard my life is right now? I'm broke at raising our son all by myself, and you have it easy doing nothing but faking your own death. All right. I'll give you half, okay? Their arguments seemed to have ended on a good note, but knowing them as I do, I knew they both had their own hidden agendas. Their relationship was bound to fracture. Of course, I wasn't going to let Du Zitong sell the house in peace. On the very day he was to get the money for his business from selling the house, I reported it to his creditors. The debt collectors found Du Zitong that same day. They threatened him and took all his money again. Du Zitong was left with nothing once more. He called Fu Yanji again. Honey, I'm out of money for food again. Can you send me some more? What? How are you out of money again? Didn't you say you were getting the money from the house sale today? The money got taken again. Du Zitong, are you lying to me? We agreed to sell the house and split the money, and now you don't want to give me my share. So you're making up this excuse? No, it really got taken. I don't know how they even knew I had the money. I don't believe you. After they caught you last time, you already moved, right? How could they possibly find you? You're definitely lying to me. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling the truth. I don't care. You said you sold the house for $1 million, so hurry up and give me my 500,000. Don't be ridiculous. I don't even have 5 cents right now. Where am I supposed to get 500,000? You have to give me the 500,000 today, or I'm divorcing you. Divorce? What nonsense are you talking about? Our plan isn't even complete yet. How can we get a divorce? That stupid plan of yours, is it even possible to complete? If I don't divorce you, am I supposed to keep suffering with you? We don't have a single penny right now, and debt collectors show up every day. How are we supposed to live like this? I'm supposed to be dead right now. How can I divorce you? You figure it out. Otherwise, I'll just consider you really dead, and I'll find a good father for Xiaoyan. No, Xiaoyan is my son. He's mine. You haven't fulfilled your responsibilities as a father. Xiaoyan is staying with me. I'll get him a better life. Have you been seeing another man behind my back? Whatever. Du Ziteng and Fu Yanji, because of the divorce in their child, had a complete falling out. They argued endlessly, and eventually parted on bad terms. And I, the mastermind behind it all, was just listening to the drama unfold. The more they fought the next day, Kibo Zhang reported to me. Bu Yinji has hinted that she wants to marry me. I told Kibo Zhang to pretend to give Fu Yinji a chance. A few days later, Fu Yinji called Du Ziteng again demanding a divorce. But Du Ziteng still wouldn't agree. Not until Fu Yinji had threatened him. If you don't agree to a divorce, I'll tell the whole world you faked your death. If you won't let me live in peace, then I won't let you get what you want either. Fine, fine. If you want a divorce, it's not impossible, but not right now. You have to help me with one more thing. What is it? Go find Chen Mo. That day, Fu Yinji came to see me again. She looked at me with a slightly awkward expression. Chen Mo? In 2 days. I'm planning to go to the place where Du Ziteng had his accident to pay my respects, but I'm a little scared and I don't dare go alone. Can you come with me? Sure. That's great. When should I contact you again? I nodded in agreement. Of course, I had to agree. Du Ziteng finally couldn't sit still any longer. He was about to make his appearance. 2 days later, in the afternoon, Fu Yanji went to the riverbank where Du Ziteng's accident happened. Fu Yanji and I brought offerings to the riverbank to pay our respects to Du Ziteng. During that time, Fu Yanji seemed a bit tense, but I pretended not to notice. When we had finished and were about to leave, we saw a figure blocking our path. It was Du Ziteng. I looked towards Du Ziteng. I saw he was holding a sharp knife in his hand. I feigned surprise. Du Ziteng, why is it you? You're not dead? I'm not dead. You really want me to be, don't you? Why would I want you dead? You're my best bro. I just wished you were still alive. And now this is great. You're actually still alive. After saying that, I stepped toward him intending to give him a hug. But right as I got in front of him, he pressed a knife against my chest. Don't move. Move, and I'll stab you to death. Du Ziteng, what is the meaning of this? What meaning? Do you even consider me a brother? During the days I was dead, how did you help my wife and kid? What do you mean? I took care of them every single day. As soon as I finished speaking, Fu Yanji, who was standing nearby, blew up. When did you ever take care of us? After Du Ziteng faked his death, you didn't care about us at all. You didn't give us a single cent. Du Ziteng, listen to me explain. It's because I couldn't accept the fact that you were dead. That's why I acted like that. Oh, really? I just died, and you were already finding another man for my wife. Don't think I don't know, but that doesn't matter right now. Right now, I need your help. If you still consider me a brother, give me 3 million. 3 million? Where the hell am I supposed to get 3 million? Why wouldn't you have it? You just got several million in relocation compensation. Don't even try to fool me. Du Ziteng pressed the knife harder against my chest. Right now, I'm giving you an order. I'm not begging you. Hand over the money now. Otherwise, I'll kill you right here. Right now, Du Ziteng. We're brothers. How could you treat me like this? Who the hell considers you a brother? Hurry up, or I'll stab you right now. Calm down. Calm down. I'll give it to you. I'll give it. I had just pulled out my phone when Du Ziteng snatched it right out of my hand. Which bank is the money in? What's the password? I told Du Ziteng the password. He opened the banking app and looked at the account balance. He burst out laughing. And you said you didn't have money. What is this then? For a million more than I thought. But now, all this money is mine. Didn't you say you only needed 3 million? Now that you have more than that, I'm obviously taking more. You're kidnapping and extorting me. That's illegal. Do you even know what you're doing? Put the knife down. Now ha 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 ha. Illegal? Let you go. Later, after I kill you and fake it as an accident, who's going to know it was me? A dead man can't be a murderer. Du Ziteng said smugly, and was about to transfer the money from the phone. Right at that moment, A squad of police officers rushed out from all four sides. Freeze! Drop your weapon. Du Zitong jumped in shock. I took that chance to kick him, sending him tumbling to the ground, and then I ran straight toward the cops. I quickly escaped from danger knowing full well Du Zitong's scheme. I wasn't stupid enough to come here alone. I had already called the police. As long as Du Zihong dared to make a move, he would be doomed beyond redemption. Du Zihong scrambled up in a panic. Looking around, he saw police everywhere. Because he still had a weapon in his hand, the police didn't subdue him immediately, but issued an order to drop the weapon. Du Zihong didn't drop his weapon, but glared at me. You call the cops? Why the hell did you call the cops? Did you really think faking your death could fool everyone? I've known you faked your death for a long time now. I didn't expose you just so I could wait for this very day. All the grudges from my past life will end right here. Du Zihong laughed maniacally, but he didn't surrender. Instead, he dove straight into the river. Faced with this situation, the police had no choice but to dispatch people along the river to search for Du Zihong's whereabouts. As for Fu Yanji, who had been pale with fear from the start, she could only crouch down, holding her head and mumbling, "It has nothing to do with me. Du Zihong told me to come. It really has nothing to do with me." "How does it have nothing to do with you? You knew Du Zihong wanted to kill me, yet you still tricked me into coming here." 2 days later, Du Zihong's body was found downstream. This outcome surprised me a bit. I thought he knew how to swim and would escape this time, and then get caught later. Who would have thought he'd actually drown? Last time, he jumped into the river to fake his death and trick me. This time, he jumped into the river and actually died. It seems fate really loves to play jokes. Because Fu Yanji participated in my kidnapping as an accomplice, she couldn't escape punishment either. She's definitely going to prison. And now that I've escaped these two disasters, I feel incredibly relieved. I finally have the time to live for myself.